the 49ers Rush Podcast.
All right, faithful. It is halftime currently as we are live. And, everybody I kept getting all these DMs. Let's do an emergency show at halftime. Trey Lance injured. Bad. Carted off with an air cast on his lower leg. Now, we're going to be live after the show, and we're going to break down the game. That's not what this is. 49ers are in control, 20-0 at halftime. They're going to win this game, and that's great. However, this injury looms over the entire everything. The future, right? Trey Lance. He's going to be out for a long time. Now, a couple things and I want to talk about the injury first, then the play calling and all those types of things, the way he's being used second, which both are important. Number one, okay, the injury is a big deal because the air cast, when they bring out an air cast, it's important because that's telling you there's some type of break and or snap somewhere. Good news, it was below the knee. Okay, so there was no compression where they try to isolate the injury. So it's not a knee issue. Okay, it's not an ACL, it's not an MCL, it's not any of that type of stuff. It was below, which that kind of breaks it down to two things. Sorry, I have two things. One, compound fracture. Okay, that's what I thought initially. Now it's starting to look and sound like more of an ankle as I've watched it so many times and where they put the cast on, where they were trying to hold the leg and support the leg. Now, again, they always cut to commercial when those things go on, which is so, frustrating. But again, here's best case, worst case. And usually when you have an ankle injury, the worst case is a high ankle sprain. This injury is so severe, that is now the best case situation. You are hoping for a high ankle sprain. That's what everybody's hoping for. Jordan says, I'm devastated, wasted year of development. Not so fast. It hurts. I'm with you, Jordan. I'm with you. I'm pissed. I'm angry. I've said the F word more times today than I have in the past year. I hate it. It makes me sick to my stomach. Injuries suck. They're the worst thing ever. But, okay, here we go. Worst case is what happened to Dak. That's kind of where we're at, where there's muscle damage, there's bone damage, all those types of things. That's worst case. Best case, you're hoping for a high ankle sprain, maybe a couple dislocated, bones in there or something along that line. Doesn't mean he's done for the year. Right? I don't think we're to that point yet. I know statistically that's probably going to be the case. I think earliest returns 2 months. More likely, probably 3 months, which, do you bring him back in the playoffs? All those types of things. I don't know. His foot was the wrong way. There's something broken there. And so, I dislocated my ankle and broke 4 bones in it playing football. It hurts. And it took me a long time, and I'm fat, so it's different. And, again, I was a high school player, so who gives a damn? But it takes a while to get back. It was not right. And, man, it's rough. The Niners curse with injury is real. Now, here's the situation, okay? And there have been 8 quarterback surgeries since Kyle Shanahan has come in as head coach. And I think probably one of the more legit criticisms of Kyle Shanahan. The play calling with quarterbacks is not great. He gets quarterbacks hurt, whether through his value of offensive line as run blockers and not pass blockers, or you want to talk about the naked bootlegs that he does, whatever, but that's not what got Trey Lance hurt in this situation. That wasn't it. The issue, it was a zone read keep, okay? It wasn't a quarterback power, and, when we do the film on Patreon and all that stuff, we'll cover all that, but it was a zone read keep. They brought Ray McLeod in the backfield, which was his first time back there, which I thought was interesting. And he rode him literally like you hold the ball in the mesh point, and he read the backside backer, which gave him a keep call. Now you can, as a coach, tell him, hey, keep this. This is a keep, right? Zone read keep, whatever. But it didn't look to be that way. There were quarterback powers that were run earlier in this game, and if he would have got hurt on one of those, then it's an even bigger criticism. Yeah, it was a huge hit, but you were running him through the A gap or B gap, I think. But it's huge. The amount of runs that he had 3 rushes for 13 yards. He only had 3. That was in the second quarter, and 2 of those, there were some designed runs. It's a problem. Will Kyle Shanahan change the way that he calls plays if Trey comes back? He will not. Kyle Shanahan is stubborn to a fault, which is kind of what makes him great and what makes him awful is that he truly believes, okay, these plays work, and they do work. The 49ers have rushed 19 times for 123 yards, 6.5 yards per carry. A lot of that was Trey Lance when Trey Lance was in there. The running game has not been as great as it was since Trey Lance has gone out because, again, that's all part of the scheme. It all works together. When Jimmy Garoppolo goes in, now they have a free defender. So it's different, but it's still effective, but it hasn't been as effective. A lot of those yards was on the 51-yard Debo run where he just freaking, made one guy miss and then took off, which was incredible. But this is rough, man. It's rough. And yeah, people are going to say ran him into the ground just like RG3. Those are legit criticisms. Those are fair criticisms. Now you can look at, what happens with, if you go to the other game, you look at what's going on with, what's it called? The Bills quarterback. That dude's running like crazy too. Same size, same speed, same all those things. They're doing quarterback powers over there too. Justin Herbert's doing some of that stuff too. So it's not like it's just Kyle Shanahan's the only one in the NFL doing this. He's not. But he's the one that got caught, with his hand in the cookie jar, so to speak, because the injury's there now, and now you've got to react. Now, okay, let's switch it a little bit. Jimmy Garoppolo steps in, looks like Jimmy Garoppolo. Didn't skip a beat, which, I know a lot of people were throwing shade on the 49ers and all those things, and I wanted them traded, but I'm pretty damn sure everybody in this podcast right now is pretty damn happy we have Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. And so if you're going to be pissed off at Kyle and this head coaching staff with how they feel about, here we go. Devin, we will never win with Kyle. That's crazy to me to think that. I just don't understand that. I just don't understand that philosophy. I don't understand. Now, it's okay to disagree. And yeah, he's literally gotten to the Super Bowl and to the NFC Championship and has a team that's built to win in the playoffs. Now, we got to see Trey Lance for 3 games so far. That's it. Who knows what that's going to be? And Trey Lance will be back. He's 22 years old. Even if it's not this year, next year he'll be 23 and will still be one of the 3 or 4 youngest quarterbacks in the NFL. I don't want to be too hyperbolic there. You can win with Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, definitely you can win with Kyle Shanahan. Has he blown leads and, the Falcons game and then the Chiefs game? Yeah, those are definite concerns. However, if you fired every single head coach in the NFL, maybe 2 coaches get more interviews or would be more pursued than Kyle Shanahan. Maybe 2 because of his age, because of his pedigree, because of his relationships, because of what's out there. So I do feel like the right place is to question the usage of Trey Lance. Why the hell are you running him so hard all the time? Allow him to get in space, allow those things to take place. That is the criticism. I think that is the issue. Jordan, thank you again, man. Say, I know it's only a few games, but this hasn't given me faith Kyle can develop his franchise quarterback probably. Yeah, we got to see. We got to wait and see. It's bad. We finally saw, this was like the first good game today from Trevor Lawrence. That dude started, I think, like 20 games now, and he finally had a good game. Like, you got to be patient. You got to be patient. I know we don't want to be, but we got to wait. And unfortunately, everything started off, it was looking great, drove up and down the field with ease. Yeah, you got to win a Super Bowl. You're right. And I think that is the demarcation line for being a successful coach for the 49ers. We're not like other franchises. Having said that, we only have 2 head coaches that have brought us Super Bowls. That's it. Only 2 out of everybody. Now, does that mean Harbaugh was an success? I don't think so. I'm not one of those that says like, oh, it's Super Bowl or bust. I don't believe in that. Ask the Detroit Lions. I think there's 8 franchises who haven't even been to the Super Bowl. But yeah, you need to win the Super Bowl, and you can't really judge it all. It's been 5 years. Yeah, we've gotten there, and we've gotten right before there, but we got to hold off on that. And I know there's going to be people out there like fire Shanahan, all that. I just don't. That doesn't make any sense. I just don't buy into that. And if you look at, what his coaches are doing everywhere, Robert Saleh, amazing come from behind win, Mike McDaniel, crazy come from behind win, the things that they're building there. Jason, appreciate the gift. He says, what's next with Gray? Jimmy can't utilize it. No, that's a bad matchup. And that's another issue, is that you drafted and are bringing in these young guys to work with Trey because they blend and they work together like Danny Gray. But I will say this, Jimmy had 3 20-plus yard pass attempts in his short time. I mean, he's only been out there for like a quarter. And so that I love. What if Jimmy can actually start throwing the ball deep? He doesn't have the arm that Trey does. Nobody does, really. I mean, he's got a top 5 arm in the NFL. But if Jimmy can start to utilize that, that's huge. We saw the deep pass to Debo, which got a pass interference call. We saw the deep pass to Danny Gray, which wasn't a great pass, but I didn't care. It was 4th down. Take a shot, keep the ball in bounds. He did that. That was a positive play. And then he had the shot to Dwelly for the touchdown. And, I put this out there on Twitter. What were our expectations for this year? Trey Lance to George Kittle. What's our reality for this year? Jimmy Garoppolo to Ross Dwelly. You don't always get what you want. But sometimes, right? Sometimes you get what you need. I love Trey Lance, probably more than anybody else out there that is like a content creator, YouTuber. I freaking love him. I really, really do. And I do not think that this is going to be anywhere close to closing the door. And it's rough. It's rough. And Marie says all capital letters, so that he's real. He's so disappointed in me with these takes. That's okay. You're allowed to be disappointed in me. My wife is all the time. Join the club. That's cool. I don't know what take you're disappointed in. I'm the only takes that I've had here is that Kyle shouldn't be fired as a head coach, and we got to wait and see if he wins the Super Bowl. And that I think it's more than being a good coach if you win the Super Bowl or lose, but that's okay. Not an issue at all. And anybody talking about fire Shanahan, nah, that ain't it, boss. That ain't it. Like that's not the thing. No, Kyle's a hell of a coach. And I guarantee you, again, I mean, every single team is fighting to get his backups, to get his coaches that are waiting in the wings. Nah, Kyle, he might not be the best coach of the NFL. I don't think he is, but he's up there. Definitely as a play caller, he's not going anywhere. And this organization has and I know there's going to be podcasts that are arguing for him to be fired and stuff. And man, I hate that because I don't know what good that does. Should he adjust his play calling? Yeah, 100%, especially with Trey and a quarterback. But Trey's out. We'll wait to see what's going on. We will be live after the game, and it sucks because it took away a lot of this, but we're about to get kickoff. I'm going to jump out of here. You guys are awesome. We'll see you after the game. Man, stay strong, faithful. Try to enjoy this. Enjoy it. I know it sucks. Enjoy this. Enjoy this.